Do, do, do. Where's my Spotify? There's no Spotify in my headphones. Why is it taking so long? Oh my god. It's a bot. It's a bot. And they're out early today. The bots. I don't have any of my oh shit. I do not have any of my plugins. Alright. What the hell? Hold on, chat. My VTube stuff just crashed. There. Alright. Alright. So we're gonna react to NoJ's video here. If it loads correctly. Make sure the audio good. Right.
Really hyped from that trailer.
Okay.
I can't lie. They literally got me. We are going to be going through all of the information they just gave on the blog post. I'm coming hot off the heels of uploading my trailer reaction. That's already on my channel if you'd like to see it. Unfortunately, it was a banger. I can't even lie. I'm really hyped up right now. And I'm finally able to talk about what I've actually played at Treyarch. I've actually played this game. I played the survival mode for about 20 minutes. We're going to be getting into all of that. We also have a giga blog post with literally everything in new environments, wonder weaponry, enemies, challenges, new wonder vehicle, augments, gobblegums, progression system, the all-new cursed mode, which we're going to get some info about, and I already have some info about. This is going to be, you literally, classic zombies. Start with a pistol, you shoot zombies in the foot 8 times, and then you knife them to get the maximum points. The old point system is back. There's gonna be ways to find like actual Easter eggs to make your experience even harder. Like basically you put a perk limit on yourself. You can only get 4 perks. That's one of the augments that you can do on this and get better rewards. It is crazy how in-depth that they are making this for actual hardcore players. I'm really excited to check out more of what they're saying about the curse mode, the chaotic return of Dead Ops Arcade. Let's go ahead and get into it. We've got a lot of info to cover. Prelude: 8 dedicated crew members collide across timelines, confronting a soul harvesting entity and awakening in the dark ether. Ashes of the Day launches November 14th. The environment, yada, yada, yada. Wonder vehicle. Old Tessie is your wonder vehicle. Upgradable, repairable, driven with Ted's volatile guidance. With this rusty pickup, it becomes both lifeline and weapon across the frog-choked roads. We saw that a lot in the trailer. Ashes of the Day teams with horrors, swarming zombies, scavenging ravagers, the hulking Xursa, and volatile wraith seeds, which I have no idea what those are. Each twisting survival into a brutal contest of endurance, precision, and squad comms. Wonder weapon, which we saw a little bit of. We're going to see an actual video of it here in a second down below. The sinister necrofluid gauntlet. Manipulates a mysterious fluid by hardening it into deadly spikes, impaling foes and feeding on their life force with vampiric hunger. So maybe you actually heal yourself by getting kills with this wonder weapon. The wonder weapon looks insane, by the way. Jump pads and traps, so you can traverse. The saw blade trap debuts as a grotesque contraption powered by gasoline and essence. So, Zombies reveal trailer. We already obviously watched this and reacted to it. If you have not seen this yet, go to my channel. The trailer is incredible. I really, like, I got hyped from this thing, man. I can't even lie. All right, narrative overview. The story picks up where we left off at the culmination of Black Ops 6 Reckoning. Players to be wise to question exactly where this new crew has been transported to. It's the Dark Ether, by the way. The entire Black Ops 7 story takes place within the beating heart of the Dark Ether, including future maps as well as timelines collide in the form of combined 8-person crew. So all of the characters will talk to each other. That's no new information. This is just going over that. We're basically going to be able to talk to our other characters. We have a new voice for Takeo because the voice actor can no longer voice act. So we already knew all this information. Let's get into the brand new stuff. The environment, which I'm not going to lie, I really like the way the Dark Ether looks here. This is this Dark Ether pyramid that we keep seeing throughout. That's obviously going to be very important. This is going to be one of the locations that we visit. Though the crew may have doubled, the whereabouts of support members are unknown, and they must explore the environment doing its level best to kill them all the time. So basically, they're confirming there's going to be no Raptor 1 or Peck yapping in your ear. It's just going to be the 8 characters talking to each other. We're in the Dark Ether by ourselves. This exploration occurs in unprecedented territory where the earthly rules of engagement do not apply, and now, more than ever, staying together as a squad is the key to survival. This is something that they keep talking about. Basically, in the meeting at Treyarch, they basically said, the Wonder Vehicle is going to be like your home, and you move with your home to different locations. They really wanted to put an emphasis on teamwork, so you're going to need to stay with your team. The Wonder Vehicle is going to allow you to do that. Ashes of the Dam can best be described as an off-world Bermuda Triangle where various earthly and celestial locations were transported and dropped into this place. Beginning with the twisted, otherworldly Janus Towers that once resided in Liberty Falls, there are 6 terrifying and surreal main locations to investigate, all linked together by treacherous and unforgiving roadways teeming with deadly threats. So, kind of just laying the land there that there's going to be a bunch of locations here. And then we're going to get a little bit of information about him here. So we have the Janus Towers Plaza. This is probably going to be the spawn point because this is literally like that right there. That little room is actually where we spawn in for Reckoning. That is where the last map happens, and we're going to be spawning in outside here. And this is going to be a Dark Ether twisted version of Janus Towers. One tower has collapsed completely while electricity sparks and crackles from severed power lines arcing into the oppressive skies. So that's going to be one location. This is the one we've seen the most of. I really liked these zombies at the dinner table. It's very like Resident Evil-esque looking to me. But this is going to be the Van Dorn Farm. Obviously, kind of like very reminiscent of Black Ops 2 here. We've got the Blackwater Lake, which is going to be this cabin kind of split apart. Zombie theater movie screen. Probably going to be able to find reels to put in there for Easter eggs. We've got Ashwood, which is kind of like the old Western style town, it looks like. It's inhabitants massacred by a war of a bygone era. The dead are more than memories here. So we are all sinners. It's got that like very creepy, you know, old Western town type vibe. Exit 115, which is going to be where this diner is. Once thriving, this rest stop crumbled freeway overpass was torn from its original location. There are faint echoes of a doomed confrontation. Only desperation and betrayal remain. So it seems like each one of these locations they're kind of leaning into. Each one has its own story to discover of what happened there and why it's in the dark ether.
Yeah.
These cars floating and everything. The Zarya Cosmodrome. Those hearing voices before reaching this world now speak of betrayal, sabotage, and scientific hubris. Greed and darker influences have prevented an ascension. So obviously this is kind of like previously teased, but you can literally see the rocket from Ascension kind of ripped in here. We've got PhD Flopper's location right there.
Yeah.
Dude, this is just, this is peak right here. I love this. The Fog, and then referred to simply as the Fog, much of the traversal roads, some with additional areas of investigation, such as a grounded ship or forest of a monolith, are blanketed in a layer of foreboding mist. So again, very reminiscent of Black Ops 2. Transportation is advised through these shrouded areas, as only the bravest or most foolhardy venture through these areas on foot. So you really want to take these like dark ether launch pads through this area, or the car through this area. Also, does this not look like does this not look like the boat from Terminus?
Yeah.
This like front part of the boat? Grounded ship. It might actually be.
Yeah.
That looks very, very similar. Maybe Call of the Dead-esque a little bit, but it really looks like Terminus. Yeah, so basically Treyarch has said these areas are going to be like, get through them as quickly as possible, but if you are brave and good enough, there is going to be Easter eggs and things to discover out in here, like this pyramid that we keep seeing. Here we go. So these little guys right here are the new like mini enemies, like kind of very, very dog-like. The new denizens, I guess, is the best way to describe them in a gameplay aspect. Don't expect a gradual increase in difficulty if you decide to run through the fog-laden areas. Skill and preparation are needed before venturing here, and overstaying your welcome to these zones may significantly reduce challenging, or may result, in a significantly challenging environment. So basically, if you're on round 1 and you go in the fog, it's not going to be round 1 zombies. These things are going to be super spreading.
It's not going to be round 1 zombies. You're fucked, buddy.
Very good to get through these areas. Enemies seem to be far more powerful, appearing more rapidly, moving at faster speeds. And when you're dealing with this increased threat, watch your step. Explosive growths are lurking in the fog. We've got the new Wonder Vehicle, Old Tessie, which is going to be, again, this is the base form, and you can upgrade it. You can put Pack-a-Punch on it. You can put a like laser turret on it.
Okay, you had to upgrade Pack-a-Punch. Oh my god.
This is what it starts looking like, and this is what it ends
my god.
Like. Very, very, very upgradable here. Those who explore carefully may discover a series of upgrades, the DG2 turret, yada, yada, all that stuff.
Oh my god.
Okay, so, oh my god, it has a melee attack too. Also, this zombie right here has horns. This is sick. I don't know what kind of zombie this is, but it having horns is really cool. Okay, new wonder weapon, Necrofluid Gauntlet. In addition to blasting maggot sacks to atoms with the classic ray gun and the ray gun Mark II, first confirmation we've had that those two are going to be making a return. There's a brand new wonder weapon to wield in Ashes of the Damned. Upon discovery, the Necrofluid Gauntlet is a black, skull-fanged glove that grows in it with this bilious greenish hue. This ancient artifact seems to be deadly at both melee and long ranges. Its umbral surface veins choked by a viscous liquid that the gauntlet seems to control. In fact, the entire weapon seems alive and hungry. So it crawls across your hand, and then I guess you can also shoot these spikes, zip them back in, and then actually use the punch as well to kill zombies, as we can see here. It's going to be very, very powerful in melee range. Really cool wonder weapon. I love the design.
I wonder how it's going to work with melee
macchiato. This is the style of
macchiato.
wonder weapon I love seeing in zombies, like these very alive, like bioweapons almost. Command the Gauntlet. The dark liquid can be reshaped in powerful spikes to shoot forth, skewering targets, be summoned back. It's rumored that the Gauntlet has vampiric tendencies, can also pull in items and power-ups from a distance.
What?
Really cool. So not only might it heal you with the vampiric tendencies if you get kills with this, but sucking in power-ups and items is really, really cool. Like kind of like the Hell's Retriever. Love that. Okay, So we have base zombies and armored zombies. These are going to be talking about different kind of like zombie types for this. So we've got base zombies, armored zombies, and then I want to go ahead and talk about something that Treyarch said in our meeting. I don't know if they're going to mention this later on. Armored zombies and then zombies in general. This is actually big for high rounds. This is a massive, massive change in this game. High rounds in this game are going to act a little bit differently than BO6, and this is based off of feedback that people were talking about at these meetings and stuff. Basically, the idea is that it is so hard to outmaneuver super sprinter zombies, and it makes the armor system an absolute necessity. So if you're running around the map, right, and you're getting hit by super sprinters on like round 60, they're going to keep on swatting you, and you're always going to be constantly losing armor. And Black Ops 6 has like the most robust movement out of any zombies game. There's omni movement, there's sliding, there's diving, and there's just no way to outmaneuver the zombies. So what Treyarch has told us is that upon, they're going to adjust this. They're going to look at how the community feedback is. But basically, zombies are going to move more slowly in this game on average. There's going to be a lot less super sprinters into the later rounds, and to compensate, the zombies are going to do more damage. So this game is actually to play a lot more like classic zombies than it does current zombies, because in the current system, you're always having to deal with your armor, buy armor plates, always pick up armor. In this game, if you're good at the game and you're able to run away very, very easy, like quickly and easily, and maneuver zombies and actually train zombies, you are going to be able to actually not get hit on high rounds. It is a huge, huge change. I think a very, very good one for high rounds, because it was always a huge complaint of mine that there was no way to outmaneuver zombies. And they have literally taken this feedback and changed the way zombie high round behaviors work. Also, armor zombies are no longer going to be able to be super sprinters, but they are going to be a little bit more beefy. So it actually makes, I think, perfect sense. Let me know what your thoughts are about this, but this is an actual change that they are going to be implementing in right off the bat. They did say, like, caveat in this Ashes of the Dan map, if you go into the, foggy areas, there's going to be super sprinters because it's a foggy area. You're not supposed to be there. But overall, that's the gameplay kind of like mantra going into this game, and how it's going to differ from BO6, which I think is a really, really good thing. Ravagers, these are the brand new things, and I believe these things, on further inspection, them calling them Ravagers, in our gameplay session, these things were called Shades, but now they're calling them Ravagers. So I don't know if there's like going to be multiple types of them, or they changed the name. I'm not really sure, but said to be a tortured minion of an unknown evil. The Ravager prowls the dark ether on all fours, usually in packs, lurking in the shadows until the moment it can strike. Drawn to material spoils, this creature consumes salvage and other drops provisions. That's crazy. A habit that can directly impact your survival on the field. Packs of Ravagers are especially dangerous, overwhelming squads with the relentless furies of sharp clawed wounding. More than just scavengers, the Ravagers can also latch onto moving vehicles even at high speeds. So it seems like they've changed the names of them. I guess we'll see in the game if they're called Shades or Ravagers, but it seems like Ravagers is the official name for these guys. The fact that they can eat salvage is also crazy.
The homie Zursa.
Zursa, our big lad himself, an apex predator twisted by the dark ether. The Zursa is no ordinary bear, but a hulking undead monstrosity whose thick hide and parasitic infections make it an elite level threat. Driven by madness and aggression, it mauls with bite and claw strikes to not only deal heavy damage, but also wound victims, leaving them vulnerable to lingering harm until they recover. So I guess kind of like the vampires from BO4, where they actually will wound you and you won't be able to recover health for a second. And it takes a second to like get out of that. So another big gameplay thing that Treyarch has told us that is going to be different for this game. Again, a change I think is very good. We are going back to the style of like not as many special enemies, if at all. Like the special enemies are going to be these little like, Ravagers. Manglers are not going to be appearing in the first map, and they are not going to be appearing in this game like they did in BO6, nor are any special enemies. Like they are going back to, it is going to be mostly zombies, Shades or Ravagers every once in a while, and then like on round 8, like the round 8 Panzer, a round 8 Zursa, which I think is an incredible change. These things are going to be actually fun to fight because it is going to be like a, oh crap, Zursa is here type moment, rather than here's my 87th Zursa of the round. I am telling you, I think they are really taking a look at high rounds and a lot of the complaints that people had for BO6 and actually making these things better. I loved the fact that it was round 8 Panzers. If there's a Panzer every round in BO2, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
So I think they really, really are like making some good changes. I don't know if they even are going to talk about this. General intel. Oh, yes. Okay. So we've got this. Xerxes roars into combat, raw strength. Its host a parasitic infection called zombies. That's from hive-like growths infesting the bear's fur and skin. These clouds of stinging death add chaos to an already fraught fight. That's disgusting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. General intel. Changes to enemies. Audio cues. Did you hear that? Expect to hear special round audio singer when zombie strength increases as the round progresses. Okay, so you actually get an audio cue when the zombies do get more difficult. And they also said the kind of difficulty curve, it's not like really going to be round 1 to 45 is like 45 is the like hard cutoff where it starts getting a lot harder. It's going to use that all the way through round 100. Like that curve is going to be smoothed off. Fewer super sprinters. Fast-moving zombies, aka super sprinters, will start to appear at higher rounds, will increase in frequency at lower rate as rounds continue past 55. So at round 55, it's not like everything's a super sprinter. There might be like 1 or 2, but at round 55, this is not like the top of the cap. And the maximum number of super sprinter zombies in a round will be slightly lowered while still keeping the challenge high. Armored zombie adjustments. Heavy and light armored zombies weighed down by their protective skeletal armor are now slower and more durable. I also love that it seems like the armored zombies in this game actually are thematic. It's not just like they're wearing an armor plate. It looks like their skeletons are their armor, so it's more like in universe. I really, really like that. No more super sprinting from armored zombies. Overall, zombie armor is more easily destroyed, but more durable against explosive splash damage. So this is actually, sounds like maybe I misheard or they are kind of changing this. It seems like it's more durable against splash damage, but also just you can shoot off armor overall. Good change.
Nice.
Certain weapon attachments and combinations are more effective at armored zombie takedowns. Sliding knockdowns. Sliding into normal zombies knocks it down, but doesn't inflict a lot of damage. So this is one of my favorite features of BO6. That PhD slider where you could just like slide into zombies and knock them over. That is now default. It's not a PhD slider attachment, which is incredible. I really, really like that. All right, jump pads. These are going to basically allow you to traverse the map. Once power is restored to local areas, you can bring some illumination. You can also use the jump pads to travel across ashes of the damned. They allow players to navigate across the vast landscapes of the map rather than brave thoroughfares of this hellscape. For a nominal essence fee that's comparable to an inexpensive door buy, you can interact with a jump pad console, which may have more than one destination available, and choose your landing spot. So probably like 750 points to use these. Then you're instantaneously launched into the skies, traveling over. We know how jump pads work. Jump pads are useful in a variety of situations, like assembling a team in a hurry, navigating without the need of old Tessie, or quickly returning to a previously explored locale to often obtain a valuable item like a self-revive kit or perk. Saw blade trap, these things are going to function as monkey bombs. You basically turn them on, they spin around, they kill a bunch of zombies, and they bring in zombies. Very, very simple, but we use this actually in the survival map. It was pretty cool. Part 2, dark preparations, modes, and loadouts. So we've got standard, directed, survival, and curse modes offering story-driven quests, streamlined guidance, tighter endurance maps, and higher risk relic hunts, which is, again, what I'm most excited about that they have told us the least about. Plus Dead Ops Arcade 4, which is incredible. Loadouts prepare for your match by doing the 30 weapons, so there's no weapon carryover from the previous game, which is good. I like all new stuff. Weapon prestige, build codes. Oh yeah, build codes are coming to this game, which is really cool. Melee criticals are also coming to zombies, so you can actually headshot with melee weapons. Cool. I like that. Unless they're looking for something a little bit more old school than cursed. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the modes. We've got standard. This is going to be basically what we had in BO6. This is just loading into the game. This will include access to the main and side quest content. It will be available at launch. Directed, obviously, this is going to work exactly like it did in BO6, where, you know, halfway through the season, directed mode comes out. That allows you to actually beat the Easter egg on directed mode. Walks you through it. Very, very easy. Survival maps are coming. That is basically you load in. Pack-a-Punch is already there. Wonder Fizz is already there. All upgrade, you know, building tables are already there. Small areas, that's going to be released pretty frequently throughout the seasons. Cursed, this is the big one here. Take on a new experience featuring some legacy mechanics with numerous side quests to unearth that are increasingly potent and cursed relics. Activate these relics to face harder challenges in exchange for new levels of power, replayability, and rewards. So this is going to be classic zombies here. We've got this sick shot of the bear here, and I think these guys with the horns are armored zombies, I'm pretty sure. Also, my boy Dempsey is absolutely downed by this the Zersa right now. Tailor-made for the hardcore, crafted for those seeking more demanding experience with new layers of challenges to discover and overcome for access to unique rewards. This is one of Black Ops 7's biggest innovations, directly inspired by feedback from the zombies community. I don't know if they'll talk about the rewards here. What I kind of like suggested for rewards, they didn't tell us about this mode until very, very recently. But the first time I went over there, I told them calling cards are cool. Camos are cool, skins are cool, don't stop doing those. But in addition, I think it would be really, really rewarding for hardcore players and actually feel like you're progressing your character is if completing, you know, whatever challenges, I said basically like doing the Easter egg with a pistol only, stuff like that. Specific challenges, which kind of sounds like they could be relics. I would love to get like almost like the bone teeth system from Extinction, which was basically you got these points that you could spend on anything, and maybe it would give you like 1% more gun damage or 1% faster reload speed, so that you could constantly be micro upgrading your character that had actual gameplay ramifications. Even if it's just like by the end of it, you get 30% more sprint speed, reload speed, fire rate, and 30% more, you know, like damage on your guns. I think that would add so much replayability, even if it takes forever to do all of that. It's almost like you're getting like a like a director mode at the very, very end, where you're gonna be more souped up than the average player, and that comes with reward for doing difficult things in the game. I hope that's kind of what the reward system is like. We'll see though. You can't even enter curse mode until you've fulfilled certain criteria. Once you figured out how to access the mode itself, you'll start your curse match with some familiar friends. Only a trusted pistol in your hands. No loadout weapons available. No minimap, and a classic point system inspired by Black Ops 3. So,
yes.
Again, curse is going to be there at launch, but we have to, I guess, beat the Easter egg. There's something that we have to do in order to unlock this game mode. Not sure what it is yet. From there, you're focused on finding archaic artifacts of greater power hidden away across dark ether, time, and space. So these are going to be actually found within the map. These are the relics, each one themed around a totem from Black Ops Zombie history. Every relic has a unique condition to discover it, and the requirements needed can be unforgiving. So there's going to be actual Easter eggs for getting these relics and actual requirements. So you have to do the Easter egg and then probably do it very, do something very, very difficult to actually get them, which again is incredible. These cursed relics aren't simply here to display in a trophy cabinet. They provide a debuff modifier, making your subsequent matches even more challenging. Each relic offers a unique challenge to overcome, and once unlocked and applied in a match, several of these modifiers can enable further restrictions that longtime fans will find familiar. A limit on 4 perks, or the removal of ammo caches are just 2 examples. So truly, you are able to, with these relics, make it old school zombies. With relics become available at a varying degrees of cursed power, your future cursed relic matches, as well as private matches with the host collection of relics is available to pick from, are set to become even more hectic as you hunt down more dangerous artifacts. Each Black Ops 7 Zombies map will have more relics to discover throughout the post-launch seasons. Why curse yourself by choosing relics to increase challenge? Because doing so is the key to unlocking more powerful relics, as well as granting you blank benefits and rewards unique to the mode. Good luck, you will need it. So again, I really, really hope that this is kind of a system that actually has gameplay ramifications and not just calling cards and camos, although those are also cool to get. I want something a little bit deeper. I want something a little bit deeper. First survival map is going to be Farm, which is just round-based. We don't really need to explain that. You guys know what that is. And survival, you'll venture out within the perimeter map. In this case, the farmstead. Hold out as long as possible. There are a few places to run. Old Tessie is out of commission. Tactical positioning is key. Once the power in the farm is restored, you have a focused plan to survive for as long as possible. Any other interactive crafting tables, wall buys, or machines not in the standard mode are moved into the survival map. So again, you'll have all the tools you need, just like in the starting room maps, to actually get to high rounds here. So it's going to be basically how you grind camos is what this is going to be. Unless there's a really good strategy on Ashes of the Damned. For example, in standard mode, the farm doesn't have Pack-a-Munch or Dirt Wonder Fizz there, but they're both dropped in for the survival map. And this is going to be playable in the Black Ops 7 beta. And we're also going to have actual gameplay of this at Call of Duty next, so stay tuned for that. Match preparations, loadouts, curse exempt. So again, for curse, you're not going to be able to use a loadout, but of course the loadout is going to be exactly the same. So This is interesting tactical equipment, including stalwarts like Decoy and old favorites like Symbol Monkey and Casimir. And Black Ops 7 specific tacticals. I don't know if this means you can actually spawn in with the Symbol Monkey or Casimir. I'm not sure, because we could always see those in the menu, but we couldn't actually equip them.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it seems really like loadout is going to be exactly the same as it was in BO6. Not much to talk about there. Build codes. So we have zombie builds. So you can actually just put in a code for a weapon and copy someone else's build. You don't have to like do the attachments one by one anymore. You can literally just put in, you know, like if my build out code is 11577Z, you can just copy that and have my exact loadout, which is pretty cool. 30 weapons to choose from. There's obviously going to be a zombie mastery camo, you know, weapon prestige, war support weapons. So this is some new news as well. These return in Black Ops 7, including the all new Disciple injection, as well as a selection of BO7 ordnance. Find these dropped loot. So basically, not only will we have the mutant injector, we also will have a Disciple injector now, which we didn't get to use in the survival mode, but we saw it in the menu. It just wasn't actually usable yet. Nice. Melee weapon adjustments. There's a beneficial change coming to melee weapons BO7, allowing them to inflict critical and more damaging attacks, allowing for much more personality with every melee weapon you use. Yeah, basically they are letting you hit crit points and also do charged melee hits in zombies now, which is kind of cool. New and returning features: Essence, salvage power-ups, and power-ups intel. Essence can now be gained by recycling gobblegums. Salvage drops scale and value with missed rewards return at milestones, while power-ups gain a random perk option while fire sale discounts traps. Yeah, okay, so a few things here. You can now get a random perk power-up like while you're playing normally. There's not an Easter egg. If you're just playing and killing zombies, every once in a while, every couple rounds, you will get a random perk power-up actually dropping, which is great. That's awesome. And they did mention if you get a random perk power-up, your next perk is not going to cost more. It's still going to cost the exact same. Anything that you get from like random perk power-ups is not going to increase your cap, like the cost of buying more perks. So it's always going to be a good thing to pick these up. It's great. Salvage drop scale and value with missed rewards return at milestones. Essence can now be gained by recycling gobblegums. This is the first I'm hearing about this. So I guess if you have a gobblegum and you don't want to use it, you can switch it out for essence.
That's weird.
Seems cool. Enhancement overload. Okay, this is big here. Black Ops 7 Zombies launches with a huge variety of perk colas, ammo mods, and field upgrades. A massive augment expansion with 66 new choices. 192 total augments. Research progress continued from Black Ops 6. New overheal mechanic letting you stack buffs and customize your survival chances like never before. Yeah. So
what?
So there's so much information. We've carved off an entire blog detailing all the augments coming at launch. Read it here. Okay. Yeah. So we have all. Okay. So basically, let me give you high level rather than reading this. Basically, all of your augments from BO6 are going to be carrying over into this game. Everything that you had unlocked, or if you had nothing unlocked, that will be the exact same in BO7. However, they are adding a major and a minor augment for every single thing in the game. So every single perk is getting a new major and minor. That is going to be pretty game changing. Like I know for a fact, one of them is going to be if you pick up an armor plate, it automatically puts it on. That is going to be a new
my god.
For, I believe, Vulturade. That is huge. These are majorly game changing. And then once you've fully researched it, you can get 2 minor augments and 1 major augment. So lots of new stuff to put on, lots of new builds and everything like that. It's gonna be big. So let me just quickly go through here. There's gonna be new Wisp T. There's gonna be the new Toxic Growth. Expect 6 augments from Black Ops 6 plus 2 brand new ones, 1 major, 1 minor. Yeah, so this is what it's going to look like right here. So before reactive armor was the top one, but now we have Shake It Off and Iron Core. And now at the very, very end, you get extra slot. So basically, if you delete these bottom 3, that's what BO6 had. Every single track is now going to have these bottom 3. A new major, a new minor, and an extra slot. Anytime an augment enables an enemy to be charmed, Brain Rot perk is an obvious example. Charmed zombies now avoid slaying the lot zombie, which is, again, incredible. All big game augments and ammo mods will receive a buff to damage or frequency that they trigger. Big game now charm or burn elite enemies more frequently. Damage types without a hit location like Deadwire's Lightning Strike are now no longer automatically considered for crit hits. This also affects equipment and traps. One shot, one chance. Augments that operates on a per shot influence regarding ammunition or weapons that have multiple pellet. Now have very small cooldowns to make them not overwhelmingly effective for those weapon types. Basically, they're just doing a balancing pass on everything.
Yeah.
New enhancement, health overcharge. New feature for Black Ops 7 Zombies is Overheal, a modifying buff that allows players to temporarily increase their maximum health using certain augments or equipments. Here's how this works. In most cases, you can raise your health by combining augments like Juggernaut's probiotic augment with a stim shot equipment. So this is plus 100 health above your current health maximum.
What the fuck?
Employ specific techniques so you can now increase your health farther still. This bonus to your health is temporary, meaning unlike your regular health, it does not regenerate over time. The bonus is lost once your current health drops below the normal maximum, but it can be temporarily reacquired. So basically, if you use a stim and then you also have an augment that, you know, overheals you on something, you can get above the normal amount of health for, I guess, until you lose it. It doesn't recharge once you've gotten above that.
I wonder what the cap it said.
Beef yourself up if you're about to run through a big horde of zombies and be able to tank like a bunch of extra hits. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting that they're basically talking about all of that. It's got to be something Easter egg related, man. It literally has to be. 12 perks. It is basically, from what I saw when we played, it's going to be the exact same perks as BO6, which is kind of an L. I was hoping for more new perks aside from Wisp T, but we at least have one new one. Summon a companion Wisp after killing zombies. Again, this is literally Luna, but just like a new version of it. So
right
here we go. Wisp will begin to slay nearby zombies for around 30 seconds. 2 minutes later, it can be summoned again. Defeating a number of enemies, number of important. Yeah, so basically, yeah, it's literally just Luna here. The demon does more damage. So these are the different augments that this specific Wisp T will have here. The demon does more damage. The fox can revive you while it's active. This can be done up to 3 times per match. The monkey attracts enemies and does more damage in an area. The maiden does not attack but will periodically heal you. So basically there's a bunch of different like versions of it. There's one that can revive you. There's one that does more damage. There's one that just distracts enemies. And then there's one that will heal you. So pick which kind of wisp you want running around the map. Increase the wisp lifetime, decrease the cooldown before wisp can be summoned. The wisp will attract and avoid damaging the last zombie of the round until the round times out. Yeah, so basically you can put a zombie sitter wisp on, which is really, really crazy. It will attract and avoid damaging the last zombie until in the round until it's comes out.
Oh my god,
we have to have little Billy Bob, your brother, distract the last zombie. You can now do this with the Wisp perk, which is
oh my god,
incredible by the way. Incredible by the way. The Wisp will now pick up items and power-ups for you aside from the nuke. Very cool. Perk-a-Cola and Dur Wonder Fizz updates. The base price of Perk-a-Colas is now based previously on purchase perks. Like I said earlier, if you get a power-up upgrade, it won't increase the price. In Black Ops 6, the Dur Wonder Fizz becomes available at round 25. In Black Ops 7, the Wonder Fizz is dependent on you and your teammates. It now arrives after a certain number of perks have been bought, including repurchases by all players. So after you get, I believe it's 3 or 4 perks, the Wonder Fizz is going to spawn in. So you no longer have to wait till round 25. As long as you're buying perks, the Wonder Fizz is actually going to spawn in. So absolutely huge. These are the augments for, I guess they're going to show us all the new augments. So let's just read the new ones. We obviously know what the old ones are. New Jug augment. Your health is increased when all of your armor plates are broken. Pretty cool.
Oh my god.
Incoming damage will occasionally be significantly reduced. So just a chance to take like no damage on big hits. Those are the new Jug augments. For PhD, release a second explosion shortly after the first one. So if you actually use the PhD dive, it's gonna explode twice, which is really cool.
Wall jumping causes an explosion.
Wall jumping is gonna be in zombies, by the way. Pretty big there. Pretty big. New elemental pop. Weapons with an ammo mod equip have a chance to deal the elemental damage that the enemy is weak to. Which is cool. Like that. Killing an elite or special enemy with its elemental weakness resets your elemental pop cooldown. So if you're actually using the correct element against stuff, you'll get more elemental pops. Mocha Mull, the punch is replaced with your dedicated melee weapon. So instead of doing that like big animation when you're using melee macchiato that you like, you know what I mean? That punch will now be replaced by just melee with your weapon, which is much faster, which is a pretty good punch augment. I like that a lot. Barista Brawl, gain more essence from melee kills. Possible new speedrun strategies. For Vulturade, Picking up an armor plate automatically applies it to your vest. Special and elite enemies you kill will now have a chance to drop a large essence vial, so more points from stuff. And then obviously on each one of these perks, once you get it to the end, you do get that extra slot as well. So you can use 2 minor perks at the same time. Double tap. Every 4th bullet in your weapon magazine deals double damage. This seems kind of not good though. All non-crit shots do double damage. This is actually, I kind of like this for like, you're going to be able to do like a $3 million damage headshot. So there's definitely going to be, this is going to be just for fun one, but I like that a lot. Bullet weapons have increased penetration damage through enemies. Oh my God, that's huge.
Oh my God.
This is one of my biggest complaints about Black Ops 7 or Black Ops 6 gameplay is the bullet penetration is so bad. Oh my God, that's such a good augment. All right, that's double tap. For quick revive, killing a special or elite enemy will start your health regeneration. You can now craft a self-revive kit up to 4 times. So you now can craft one more self-revive kit. Wait. Yeah, okay.
One more.
Deadshot Daiquiri. Bullets deal bonus damage to enemies within point-blank range. Really good for shotguns on this. Temporarily increase your movement speed after getting a point-blank kill. So, again, very good for shotguns. See enemies close behind you and take less damage from behind on the 6th Sense perk for Death Perception. Death Perception can now see loot. Still never knew what that meant, but maybe that will be good for Easter egg hunting. I'm not sure. Stamina Up. Fire while sprinting. Really like that. That's a good one for Stamina Up. Increase non-forward sprinting speed, so you can run faster backwards. 4 Speed Cola. Gain a burst of speed when initiating a reload. Reloading now has a chance to not use stock ammo. Kind of cool.
Nice. That's a minor?
Mods,
what?
Again, same exact thing. Let's talk about... Okay, so we have fireworks. This is the brand new one. You can see the new fireworks going off here. Initial explosive light show has occurred, damaging zombies caught in the vicinity. Stars are launched at the sky before exploding. Subsequent explosions launches a set of individual flares from the stars that fly out and hone in on random threats within the general vicinity. The chance of fireworks activating depends on the enemy type. Once the light show is over, expect a small cooldown window before it's available again. So really nothing super different in how fireworks work, but let's look at the augments here for fireworks in Black Ops 7. Fireworks can now activate on elite enemies, creating a bigger light show. Fireworks explodes immediately, setting off flares through enemies in all directions, so it actually will shoot the fireworks sideways, which is cool. Instead of targeting enemies, the flares will land on the ground and explode for a while. Okay, interesting. So it makes more of like a trap style one. Create 2 fire wheels that spin around and damage enemies. Dude, I love the way it looks. So all of these sound like they're just gonna be beautiful to look at. I like that a lot. Minor augments. Fireworks launch more flares. Fireworks flares deal more damage to special and elite enemies. Increased area of effect. Fireworks cooldown is reduced. So some pretty standard minor augments there. For ammo mods, our new stuff. Charmed enemies deal toxic damage to nearby enemies. Increase the damage dealt by charmed enemies. So brain rot, a couple new things here. For napalm burst, leaves a pool of fire on the ground. Increases the activation radius. Okay, pretty standard. For Shadow Rift becomes a black hole that pulls enemies in before teleporting away nearby enemy survivors. I like that. That's cool. Teleporting enemies away adds ammo to your weapon magazine from stock. Cool. Nice. Activating Deadwire launches an orb that deals electric enemy to nearby enemies as it moves. Enemies are now stunned by Deadwire, have a chance to spread to nearby enemies. Okay, nice. Fine. Cryo Freeze has a chance to activate on more than one enemy at a time. Enemies are damaged once they're unfrozen. Cool. Toxic Growth. So this is, again, returning from Cold War. Let's talk about the augments for Toxic Growth. Here's a little video of it in action. Hold down powerful pathways with, we know how Toxic Growth works. We used it a lot in Cold War.
Yeah.
Here we go. Augments for Toxic Growth. Toxic Growth takes up a wider area, and enemies that enter the growth continue to be slowed after leaving it. The first normal or special enemy to walk into the growth is entangled and charmed, attacking other enemies that enter, so it turns one of them. Enemies killed by the Toxic Growth explode, dealing toxic damage to nearby enemies and slowing them. The first normal or special enemy to walk into the growth becomes Toxic Growth itself. Oh.
What the fuck?
I like that. Enemies move through the growth even slower, significantly increase the Toxic Growth health, increases max charges. Killing enemies with Toxic Growth has a chance to drop healing fruit.
Okay.
Very interesting. Okay, field upgrades. New augments for field upgrades. The beam now deals additional damage to zombies in a cone in front of you. Zombies that hit by the beam are dealt additional shadow damage over time, so it kind of like burns them. For healing aura, Healing Aura can now revive dead allies. This is a big one. So if you're using Healing Aura and someone completely bleeds out, if you use it, they will revive mid-round, even though they are like bled out. It's a big one. That's actually one of the biggest ones. Affected players can get a health overcharge. So there we go. That's talking about that health overcharge. Frenzied Guard. New thing is, while Frenzied, annihilate enemies with your fist. Okay. You go Fist of Fury when you're in Frenzied Guard. When Frenzied Guard is active, armor durability is increased. Energy Mine has more detonation and waits for multiple enemies to be enraged for each detonation. Okay. Deployed Energy Mine can be recycled for field upgrade charge. Okay. Interesting. Dark Ether, Ether Shroud. Distract enemies with a Dark Ether clone of yourself. So whenever you use it, not only will you go invisible, there will be a clone distracting enemies dancing around. Deal shadow damage to enemies on activation and increase your movement speed during Ether Shroud. And then we have Gobblegums. So obviously we know what Gobblegums are. This is the rundown of how they work in BO6. In BO7, you can now destroy any Gobblegum and convert them back into essence. See below. Wait, so it actually uses up the Gobblegums. So I guess the Gobblegums that you don't like, you can just destroy for points?
Interesting.
When multiple players are accessing a Gobblegum machine, expect a small cooldown every time you attain Gobblegum to allow teammates a chance to interact with the machine. Power up summoning Gobblegums like Killjoy on the house, Hidden Power are now automatically activate the power ups they summon, adjusting the tactics of when to employ them and removing the need to physically run into them. So whenever you activate like a Killjoy, it's just gonna spawn. It's just gonna do an insta kill, not spawn an insta kill. Interesting. During exit strategy, now automatically exfils the player who used the Gobblegum, counting as a successful exfil. This is partly due to the new exfil feature. See you later in this blog post. So yeah, they're changing the way that exfil work a little bit. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be exfil for the whole squad. If a single person wants to leave, they can do that. All right. So we've got 6 new Gobblegums and 41 returning. So we have one new one. What is the new one? Anywhere but here, stock option. After
Ah, clingy people. Clingy. Alright, anyways, to finish this up.
Taste. I can't tell which one is the new blue one. Anyway, one of these is new. We've got 2 new purple. Power vacuum is one of them. And then is it re-equipment and aftertaste? Re-equipment and aftertaste. I think those are the new ones. We've got 2 new legendary. Round off, armor getting. I think I actually saw this one in our play session. This one basically upgrades your armor, I believe. So you don't have to have the points. I don't know what round off does. And then one new red one is gift card. So there's not going to be what's it called? There's not going to be shopping free in this game. The new shopping free is a red gobblegum called gift card, which gives you 30,000 points on pop. So you pop it, you get 30k points. And then the whimsicals, there's gonna be one new one here. Not really sure what that's gonna be. Yeah, so here are the new ones. Here, okay, perfect. This is the new one. Aftertaste, we know what that does. Keep all your perks after being revived. Your equipment slots refill over time. That's gonna be the new re-equipment. Power vacuum, kills have a higher chance to spawn power-ups, and you can do that like multiple power-ups per round. You can get like multiple nukes per round.
Nice.
Round off, rounds prevented from advancing for 2 rounds. Okay, very interesting. This is gonna be big for Easter egg hunting as well. Rounds prevented from advancing for 2 rounds. So basically, it'll just restart the current round if you have this on for 2 rounds. Receive a 3-plate armor vest and full plates. So that's what the armor getting. And then get 30k essence. Recycling your gums for fun and for profit. In Black Ops 7, one or more of your chosen gobblegums can be crushed during a match while they're in your inventory. Can be converted and can be converted into essence on the fly. The gobblegum is removed just as if it had been consumed, and essence was added to your inventory. Okay, so you can literally recycle them. The double points power up stacks with this reward, awarding you double the normal amount of essence. Profit sharing also stacks with this, awarding it to nearby players. This feature may be disabled for specific zombie game modes. So this is going to be a very interesting way to use up your essence for points if you have a bunch of gobblegums you just never use and don't want to use it. Okay, yeah. So I believe that is it for this section. So that means we can go back and let's see what we've got. Where were we at?
We're at.
Yeah, so we talked about all of this. We got this. Toxic growth. We read the gobblegum section. And
Rampage Inducer.
Here we go. Rampage Inducer. Okay, so we have Rampage Inducer. In Black Ops 7, Rampage Inducer won't spawn in the fastest moving zombies, super sprinters until round 20. Pretty good change because I think the Rampage Inducer was like a little overtuned for new players who maybe want more of a challenge early, but super sprinters early was not great. Yeah. Also, really like small, but also I think significant change. This thing right here is an ammo cache. You see this like kind of like golden floating ammo, like cool looking box. I hope they have a better close-up of it. They have redesigned the ammo crates to actually be more in the zombies universe rather than just like a very generic standard dumb looking ammo crate. Actually, one of my biggest and most favorite things that they are doing with this game is it really feels like they're putting a lot more stuff in universe rather than it just be like ported over from Warzone. Yeah. This is very zombie feeling to me, and it was a huge plus I saw whenever I was playing. Wall buys, armor, ammo, weapons. We pretty much know exactly how this works. Armor wall buys have been combined, allowing you to purchase level 2 and level 3 armor from the same wall buy. So basically, if you don't have no armor already, you will be able to come over here, buy this blue one, and then that will upgrade to a gold one. All armor wall buys will award you the next armor level. You don't have to go to a specific area just for the gold one. It will basically be just all around, which is just like quality of life, and I think makes armor a little bit less annoying, which is good. Weapon wall buys now allow you to purchase ammo for a discounted price for the weapon indicated on the wall buy. They basically have said that they're taking some power away from the loadout weapon, not giving you salvage as easily. Here's another look at that ammo buy right there. But they're basically making it so the mystery box and the weapon wall buys now have more of a reason to actually go for them. You can still upgrade your starting weapon if you want, but you're gonna have a period in the mid game where you're gonna be better off buying a weapon from the box because it's going to be a higher rarity. So take from that what you will. They want to make like the mystery box important again rather than just you spawn in with your loadout weapon and you're good for the entire game. Ammo cache, exactly what I was talking about there. Redesigned, new look and audio to provide a weapon refill specific to each weapon, increase the price. Yeah, we know it. We know exactly how they work, but very, very cool. I like this a lot more than the previous design. Mystery box. This was a big question mark whenever we played. Why is the Origins mystery box in this map? But it is. It's the Origins mystery box. I don't know. Yeah. So they basically are explaining how the mystery box works. Mystery box now has a chance to provide an ether tool to instantly upgrade your weapon's rarity, which is, I think, really, really cool. And they're also taking score streaks out of the mystery box, making it more of a reason to actually buy this for guns. Melee weapons also no longer appear in the mystery box. The chance to obtain wonder weapons now gradually increases a bit more than previously as rounds.
I like the score streaks, but not in the melee weapons.
More power into the mystery box. This is the first I'm hearing about them actually giving you ether tool, because my biggest complaint is always like a low rarity weapon. That coming out of the box is really, really cool. I like that a lot. Crafting tables and equipment. Obviously, these are going to be coming back. It's going to be very much like BO6 in that nature. Yeah, so let me just quickly read through here. Vulturated perk, we know how that works. Tactical equipment, lethal. Sport injections return with the all new disciple injection. That's basically the only change from BO6 with these crafting tables. Available tacticals. Confirmed tactical, stun grenade, stim shot, psych grenade. Don't know what that is. Hunter bot, smoke, decoy, symbol monkey, Casimir. Yeah. Sight grenade explodes on impact with the ground, releasing a lingering red cloud of hallucinogenic gas, which seems to charm zombies. Home in towards special and nearby elite enemies before exploding on impact. So this will just hunt down the difficult stuff. I'm guessing you throw it up in the air and it will like fly at them or something. Nice. New cluster grenade scatters small explosives when detonated, allowing for secondary impacts. And a point turret. Small deployable sentry turret that sticks to surfaces and automatically shoots at enemies, distracting and damaging them. So brand new little equipment and everything like that. Also, the design of the hands looks crazy. Looks absolutely crazy. Yeah, so we have that. Oh yeah, overclocks for support score streaks are only available in multiplayer. So basically the overclock mode that they talked about in multiplayer, not coming to zombies, which didn't really expect to do anyway. Right. Here's a look at the disciple that you can play as. You will transform into this. Yeah, I like how Maya's just looking back like, huh? That's crazy. Grab and hurl. Raise a normal zombie at range into the air and hurl them at other foes, inflicting powerful dark ether damage. This is the attacks that you get when you're actually in this mode. Drain life. Focus your feeding powers to slow down and drain the enemy of any normal, special, or elite zombie. Unholy scream will release a sonic blast that stuns those caught in the audio emanation. So this is gonna be more of like, I think, a support type injection, whereas the mangler is probably still gonna be the best for killing the most things. Arsenal is back. Pretty much the same thing. This is gonna work the exact same way. Yeah, there's no changes coming in that way. Elemental weakness is coming back. Classic. We know what that is. Pack-a-Punch, which is obviously going to be on the back of the car now. In Ashes of the Dam, there's one important difference to the Pack-a-Punch machine. It is mobile, being clamped to the exhaust of the upgraded old Tessie. Pack-a-Punch machines return to more expected stationary positions during the survival matches. You can enable or disable Pack-a-Punch camos or by bashing the machine. More investigations needed to fully understand the secrets of the Pack-a-Punch machine in Black Ops 7. So maybe more coming, but seems like it's going to be mostly the same, at least from what they've told us here. Ted task. Okay, so we have Ted's head on... God, why is it so large?
Big.
Periodically phasing in and out of the dark ether. Oh, this is going to be the new Samantha trial. It's a strange interface console with an oversized Ted head. Access it to complete a specific task. So this is going to be the new Samantha trial. HUD presets are coming back. Pack-a-Punch camo can be turned on and off. You can select the layouts for the HUD. More themes. You know, literally just kind of more Black Ops 6 stuff here. That we can see. New exfil. Okay, this is actually something that has changed pretty significantly from Black Ops 6. With Raptor 1's fate currently unknown, rest in peace, you won't be relying on the helicopter airlift to exfil both you and your team when going gets overly chaotic. Fortunately, an archaic German Telefonsen booth repurposed as a cosmic gateway portal can be called upon both literally and figuratively to extract you from your mayhem. Basically, all this is going to say right here, you can read it if you would like, this is only going to extract the people who say yes to the exfil. So if you have like a teammate that needs to go to bed, needs to go to dinner, something like that, they can call the exfil, and if everyone else declines, it's only them who's going to be exfilling, and it spawns in an HVT this time. So it's going to spawn in like on Ashes of the Damned, it's going to spawn in a bear. If you kill this bear, you extract. Simple as that. And all of your teammates can help kill the bear, that you can call in reinforcements and everything like that. And at the end of it, whenever that bear dies, whoever called in that exfil will actually get to exfil. So I think the system is a good change. Very similar overall, but also changed in the best ways, because sometimes you want to be playing and you're very set up and then everyone exfils you and you're just like, okay, cool. And yeah, you have a time limit to do it before the time expires. Yeah, so and then you keep going if you don't. Additional features. Let's see what they talk about here. Melee weapons have heavy attacks and crit attacks. We talked about that. You have more control over the swing and arc of your weapon from start to impact. More importantly, the timing of attack to ensure a critical hit is achieved. So a little bit more of a skill gap than just spamming RT with your melee weapons. We've got the overheal mechanic. You can raise your health by combined augments. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. Auto revives and area criticals. Auto revive on new round. When a round completes, expect a player in the prone position to be auto revived. So yeah, if you are literally down with the ray gun shooting and the round changes, you just get automatically revived now, which is kind of nice. As noted in the augment sections of the blog, the damage types without a hit location. Yeah, we talked about that. Zombie gameplay systems. Here we go. And we get this look at the Zarya Cosmodrome right here. New intel inspection with audio logs, artifacts, and documentation strewn across the dark universe of terror. Gathering all evidence in one place for future investigation is a must. The zombies intel menu. Each piece of intel can now be studied and inspected, including zooming in and out and rotating. So probably a little bit of environmental storytelling with those. Very, very cool. I like that a lot. Save and load all comes back, rejoining. Solo pausing and other innovations brought back to zombies. Hopefully they get rid of the timer, but I have a feeling they won't get rid of the timer.
Yeah.
But, oh well. Firing range is back, fine-tune the weapons. The armor returns allows players who may have missed unlocking items, equipments, and BO6 previous seasons. Wait. And allows players who may have missed unlocking items or equipment or weapons in Black Ops 6 or previous seasons of Black Ops 7 the chance to do so. So they are bringing some more stuff back from BO6 zombies?
Maybe.
I would like some more clarification on what from BO6 we're going to be getting in the armory.
Mr.
Peaks. Was going to be all new weapons, which I was excited about.
Well, yeah, we have to earn Mr. Peaks and stuff like that. Weapons.
Huh. Okay. That I'm not so sure of. I don't like the idea of BO6 stuff coming back.
But Mr.
Maybe
Peaks.
they're talking about like the mutant injection and stuff like that if you didn't unlock that, but I'm not really sure. Although Black Ops 7 multiplayer intel blog covered this in detail, zombie players can expect similar linked progression. Deep dive and prestige grind, all new weapon prestige is in the multiplayer, yada, yada, yada. Here a look at our characters, content available. As we know, all of our, Easter egg rewards and skins for Maya, Carver, Weeva. You know what I mean? All these skins are now going to carry forward, which is good because, we can wear silly stuff in zombies if we want. All double XP tokens come over. All gobblegums come over. All augments and augment research come over. Yeah, so we get the level 1000 reward. And then Dead Ops Arcade 4, which personally, I'm excited for to play eventually, but I've never really been a massive Dead Ops Arcade fan. So I'm just gonna slowly scroll over this and let you guys take a look. They really talked this up and said that this Dead Ops Arcade is the biggest one so far. Literally you can see in this shot right here, this is the boss from Citadel de Mor.
That's crazy.
This is the boss from Citadel de Mor that is you can actually fight in Dead Ops Arcade. So really, really cool stuff. And the first person views always look crazy. God, this makes me want official Treyarch custom zombies. And then I believe that is going to be all of the major info in this blog. Let me just quickly pull up the Treyarch has just been tweeting out the whole time. So let me just quickly pull up the Treyarch Twitter here, go over any more stuff. High round adjustments. I mean, they just have all these images. This is basically them just tweeting out the entire blog.
Yeah.
So again, more information over on the Treyarch Twitter can be expected if you guys want to, keep up with anything. And they basically covered everything that we heard in the presentation. Let me just quickly take a look at my notes. I was going to cover anything they didn't cover in the presentation. Again, How does the game play with my own personal experience playing it? It feels a lot like BO6 with upgraded systems. And I think with the new augments and everything like that, there's going to be a lot of new ways to play, new metas to be discovered. But again, I don't think this game is going to magically be super, super different than BO7
Right.
or than BO6 rather. But I think that the maps, the story, and the way that we have like a new actual main villain here, and we don't know where we're going with the story, for me is way, way more interesting. I think my biggest complaint about BO6 was the maps and the storytelling. Seems like both of those are going to be better with some improved upon gameplay systems, better, more interesting locations that we can go to in the Dark Ether, and we get a new perk. Overall, it's going to be, very, very similar in a lot of ways, but also more of good, because I did like BO6 zombies. And while I wish a little bit more stuff was changing, I think overall I'm pretty happy with a lot of the stuff they are changing. The high round changes are very, very exciting for me. The cursed mode hopefully introduces a whole bunch more progression for hardcore players, gives us a reason to actually play. Overall, I'm very, very excited. I'm going to be hopping on. I'm going to be streaming this a whole bunch. And yeah, we're going to be obviously playing this actual real gameplay next week for Call of Duty next. So that will be the next time you see Black Ops 7 information from me. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. I know it was long, but so was the blog post. So we had a lot to go over. Let me know your thoughts on everything down below. How are you feeling about this game? Overall, leave a like if you did enjoy. We'll see you in the next one. Peace, everyone. Bye-bye.
It really seems like they were cooking. Absolutely just stirring the pot, right? Like really, really a good thing. A really good thing. Uh oh, we just need VT just had. There we go. Alright. Well. I'm gonna play some zombies. I hear drums. I'm a Tony of the baloney. Alright, let's see here. Window. There we go. Alright. I'm a Tony. The Tony of the baloney. Play. Alright. Alright. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna take it easy on Liberty Balls. Alright. Oh, what?
Security chief to new arrivals. Could have used you.
Interface. Gameplay HUD, minimap. Yes.
Sooner, but welcome just the same. I'm in the mansion. Command center. Injured, but intact. Most everyone else is... well, you got eyes. Look, we need to get this situation under control ASAP. Be ready for anything.
I'm a Tony of my baloney.
Hackers are missing somewhere in your AO. Locate and extract. I'm counting on their expertise to end this outbreak.
Bro, why is he calling me again? No, I'm not answering the phone. Bro, you are at work. Go to work.
Keep pushing. We need to find out what caused all this. Even if it turns out it was us.
Oh my god. That type. Thank you, vending machine. Stop fucking calling me. I'm not going to answer.
Quitting time for you, you lucky undead bastard.
Alright. Ammo box. Yeet. Nice, nice, nice.
Someone took the wrong turn on a Dickville. Line up and shut up.
Tear them to pieces.
Good effect. Keep wasting those little shits on sight.
First one to say shrimps on the barbie gets a fucking knife in their leg.
Yo, Gribble.
Church groundskeeper.
Max
Good guy.
ammo.
Seems his luck didn't stick around in the end, though. Wonder what the key's for. I knew this up was gonna get weird, but not that fucking weird.
This is already open good.
Insta-kill.
I'll pummel you rancid fuckers till I'm stuffed.
Give me this. Thank you.
Dad took a sharking enough to know you fuckers are about to be chum. That's what you get for standing in my way.
Armored zombie.
keeping up with you geezers.
All right.
All right, Riffle. Let's see what you can keep locked up in here. A handbrake. The hell did Riffle plan to do with that?
Yeah, I got plenty of ammo. I'm good. Oh, there's a drop back here. What is it? It's armor. All right.
Decoy going out.
That's gonna attract some attention. Keep the hostiles clear. We need to build pressure behind that valve.
Okay. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna train him up and kill him.
Semtex out. You like that? I know I sure as fuck did.
The exfil window is opening.
There we go.
One more item crossed off the shopping list. This better be worth it.
Seriously?
Didn't give me his arm.
I'll do it again.
Not good.
Many bloody times. Fucking sticky.
That's not really ideal. We getting goodies from the freaking machine today. Alright, let's open this up. Iron reward ports.
Double points.
That blows. But it's okay, because I can probably craft one. Yes.
No one tell Carver I got one of these. So he's bitching about my aim.
Mr. Peaks in this?
Exfil
Oh.
brought retask. Will advise.
Gotta be careful when I go in here. Oh, nice.
That's the wiring for the jet gun. I think that's everything we
You
need.
need for the jet gun.
Let's head back to the motel.
Good, good,
and put
good.
this thing together.
Oh, that's a scorcher.
Got the maxi. You go build a jet gun actually. That.
Is that a design for a weapon? Looks like you already found some of the parts. A Lustodyne Model 23, huh? Definitely not Janus sanctioned. That doesn't matter now.
Hey, so we're set up
Let's
for the
see
most
what
part.
we can do.
And tier 2 pack next.
Someone go grab a mop and a bucket. We got a gusher.
I don't think the playlist is on shuffle. I
Any of you hotshots want to beat my high score?
Double point.
the dream is so far away.
Something tells me we ain't ready to crack some brews and kick up our feet yet. Not a fucking fan of the laser-peeking knock-faced triplets with the
Nice.
sharp teeth. Why haven't we been doing this the whole time?
Pick up windows open.
Alright. I'm gonna save and quit and end the stream there. I'm gonna take a nap so I can get ready to work out today. I'll see you Marine the Spartans on the next mission. Marineman out. And may your heart be a guiding key. Alright, see you guys.